My name is Becky Romatoski, and I'm a PhD student in nuclear science and engineering. I've always been very interested in math and science, I think partly because it's always come fairly natural to me. That kind of naturally led me to be very interested in engineering, and I was encouraged by my parents who were both into computer science. And I read a book when I was in high school about nuclear power and just kind of fell in love with the idea that we can produce such large amounts of energy with atoms. I'm working on the fluoride salt-cooled high-temperature reactor project, and my specific research looks at the coolant properties and determines the effects of the uncertainties of those properties on our thermohydraulic system. If you think about nuclear power plants right now, most all of them are cooled by water, and we know a lot about water. We know all of its properties at various temperatures and pressures. And contrast that to the fluoride salt coolants that we use in the FHR, and we have a totally different story. We have very, very few experimental data sets for these coolant properties, and as such we have orders of magnitude higher uncertainty. And so essentially what I look at is what happens to our reactor when we have to deal with these uncertainties, and can we operate our reactor safely when we have these uncertainties, and how much safety margin are we going to need to do so. I have accepted a job at St. Ambrose University to be an assistant professor in their engineering department, specifically mechanical engineering. One of the reasons why I came back to be a professor is that when I was an undergrad, I did not have any professors who were females. So not until grad school did I have that opportunity. And I felt that it was really important that other females can see somebody, in that position. Marrying a sociologist, I learned a lot more about gender and how that plays out in our society. And I've always really liked teaching, so these two things kind of go hand in hand, that I would, be able to be a role model for other women engineers and be there right when they're, learning how to become engineers.